So let's do another lorry lessons. This one's sort of aimed more at car drivers and truck drivers, because if you're a truck driver, you should really bloody know this. It's about lanes and well, a bit of lane discipline on motorways and stuff, but bans and whatnot. So I've seen people recently moaning about trucks in overtaking lanes. They're not allowed to overtake, they're not allowed to overtake. Blah, 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 car drivers on these police pages and stuff. Clearly not really understanding the whole situation. So the rule is, when it comes to no overtaking, unless otherwise signed, some places will have overtaking bans and it will be signed. But generally, if there's no signs, you cannot use, as in a truck, the outside lane of a motorway, but only a motorway. So some people are moaning about, say for instance, it might be in the third lane of a 4-lane motorway, and they're moaning that he shouldn't be there because it's the third lane, but that's not the case. I mean, it's the 4th lane, the outside, well, lane 4. That's how you should call them, like lane 1, 2 and 3. Shouldn't really be calling them inside outs or anything like that. But yeah, but the outside lane of motorway is the one you can't use. Interestingly though, and this is something that some lorry drivers don't know actually, there's only motorways. So when I was driving, I'd often get some snotty looks when I'd be in the outside lane of like a 3-lane dual carriageway overtaking all these trucks, and they're like getting annoyed with you. But you can. There's nothing, again, unless signs indicate otherwise. You can use the outside lane of a dual carriageway. Also, it's worth noting as well, because a lot of people are under the impression that a dual carriageway is only 2 lanes, but the dual carriageway refers to the carriageways, not the lane. So there's one carriageway in each direction. So it's not dual lanes, it's dual carriageways, the actual bits of road. So yeah, you can have lots of go in the outside lane of a dual carriageway unless otherwise signed. We don't have a huge amount of overtaking bans in this country. In Germany, for instance, they're cursed with overtaking bans, and it's absolutely infuriating, because what will happen is you'll see all these trucks, a big long trail of trucks, and I personally think they can be a bit dangerous because of these overtaking bans, because it can make it sometimes very difficult for cars to get off if they want to see it, because the trucks are just nose to tail all the way along. But you'll have one bloke driving along at 80 kilometers per hour in the overtaking ban, and then when the overtaking ban is finished, arsehole puts his foot down so nobody can get past him. I'm sure people do that on purpose to wind people up. I've never understood why you'd want to wind up other drivers. But yeah, but Germany's the worst for overtaking bans. Like, I'm not a massive fan of driving a truck in the UK, but I really hated driving a truck in Germany. It's a nightmare. Like, parking can be really hard to find, but the overtaking bans and plodding along at 80 kilometers per hour is nuts. So there we go. Lane discipline, exercise it.